Hey guys, Jennifer Don Gaviola. Hope you're having a happy Friday. I wanted to hop on and share a few branding tips and a funny story. So I'm actually, before I share the funny story, I'm in the middle of doing my Quiet Voice Big Impact branding course, my annual branding course, and I thought it'd be helpful just to share some highlights, some tips on like what I've been sharing with our students. So, but before I dive in, I wanted to share a funny story. So yesterday, it's like my hair is sticking up. Yesterday I it was late, and it's funny. My boyfriend came in the room and was like, "Hey, did you know that those Hawaiian rolls are supposed to be baked?" And I was just like, "What?" Like you should have seen like the shock on my face. I was like, "What?" I don't know if y'all are familiar. There's these rolls. They're super soft. They're called King's Hawaiian sweet rolls, and they are so damn good. I mean, it's so moist. And so when he said they're supposed to be baked, I was like, "What?" And he was in shock too. And I even shared a post in Facebook, and all my friends were like, "What? That doesn't make is that true?" Because I've been eating them straight from the bag, and that's me too. I've been sharing them, I mean, eating them like literally straight out of the bag. And another friend of mine asked, like, "Is this trending?" Because my daughter just shared that too, that they're supposed to be baked. So it got me thinking. Like, I don't know where this started, or if it was just some organic thing that just started, or it's pretty genius marketing. If this is like started from King's Hawaiian. So there's many ways. If it is, it's like I said, it's pretty genius because it's such an organic way for people to talk about your product without it feeling forced. It's just like literally a conversation. And that's really like my approach with branding. It's always very organic and natural. It always feels like it needs to always feel like a natural extension of you in your voice. So there's Marjorie. Hi, Marjorie. Hi, Marjorie. I was just telling everyone about the funny Hawaiian sweet roll story this morning. Marjorie was actually on our call today for our Quiet Voice Big Impact branding course. So it was such a uplifting, energizing call. So grateful for the ladies that are on the call. So thanks for the love, Marjorie. If there's other people watching, definitely come on and say hi so I can say hi to you. But what I wanted to share, hi Marjorie. I just wanted to share like a few highlights of what we've covered so far in the course, because I know not everyone was able to join the course, but I did want to share a few things for y'all to think about as you are developing your brand, just making sure the volume is good. Yeah, so first of all, I wanted to share that my approach to branding is very soulful. It's very deep because I really firmly believe that your brand is meant to be a natural extension of you. You have to be so deeply in tune with who you are. And it's as you evolve, your brand will evolve. So the way I approach the course is there's two parts. There's the heart-centered, the soul-centered foundation. The soul-centered foundation, we really get clear on like our voice, our value, what's important to us. Really, honestly, in the beginning, we really get clear on outside of what we do, how do we recognize our own value? Because I think sometimes, at least in the online marketing space, they go straight to the results, which is good. Of course, you want to, make money, you want to help people, but I really feel like the long-term solution, the long game, is for you to recognize your value first, because essentially your brand is like a bridge. On one side of the bridge is you with your expertise. On the other side of the bridge is your ideal client who, in some form or fashion, they're stuck. Maybe they're a few steps before you, so your job is to really help them move across this bridge to reach that goal, that result, that transformation. So that's actually what we talked about today. But I did want to like start off with, when you are first starting out with building your brand and your business, it's super important, especially as an introvert, you have non-negotiables. What do I mean by that? There has to be certain things that you do regularly, um, every day, for you to feel grounded in who you are, and just feeling connected within yourself. So, and it's literally non-negotiable, because if you don't do this, it's gonna you're gonna just be reacting to everything in your life, and that's how you're gonna get burnt out. So I actually learned the hard way, because I used to not take the time to listen to myself and my spirit, and that's how I got sick, because I was constantly as a workaholic. So I kept going and going and doing and doing. Got sick, got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. So anyway, I'll share more of. I've shared that story before, but I'll share that another time. But I wanted to just share how important it is for you to give yourself permission to have non-negotiables. And here's some examples of what you could do. So, and I highly recommend you do something in the morning before you start your day, because that sets the tone for your day. And then also something you do at the end of the day, just to wrap up your day. So for me, when I wake up, I think about things that I'm grateful for. My family, my health, my career, just things that are blessings in my life currently. And then I ask for guidance, like whatever you believe in. Like, I believe in God, but if you believe in the universe, just ask. Like, but what I do is I ask God, what do you want me to do today? How can I best serve today? And so I feel into what that is. That keeps me from getting overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta do 100 things. I literally feel into what feels like a priority today, and then I just do that. And then the last thing I do, I've talked about this a lot, is style. I work from home primarily, and but after I do that practice, I get dressed. I don't get super fancy, but I will like put on like a top that I'm feeling that day, and then I put on like some accessory. Like today, I was feeling these earrings, right? Because to me, this is a really sacred practice. To some people it may seem superficial, but for me, style has really been my way of tuning into myself. As an introvert, we're very deep. So whatever you need to tune into yourself, do that. Give yourself permission to do that. For me, style is my way of expressing myself, because I'm not loud, but I love giving myself permission to express so many sides of myself with what I wear, because to me it's very sacred. It's a way to connect with my spirit and express my spirit from the inside out. Okay, so that was tip 1, is give yourself permission to have non-negotiables, and do that regularly, every day. As an introvert, please definitely include some sort of quiet time every day, whether it be in the morning, highly recommended in the morning, or at the end of the day. But definitely give yourself some time to ground and connect. You could pray, you could meditate, you could journal, you could take a walk, whatever it is, but you have to give yourself that time. I actually spoke with one of my students last night, and I said, there was this quote, I don't know who said this to me, but I reflected it back to her, that you are worth your own time. We as women, we go straight to like taking care of everyone, like, oh, we got to do this. It's almost like we're always putting out fires. But the only way we will be able to serve at our highest level and not get burnt out is by taking time to take care of ourselves, 100%. So I really hope that you'll, number 1, if you take away one thing today, is to give yourself permission to have non-negotiables. Okay, so tip number 2, branding tip number 2, is for you to recognize your value. Okay, there's something that's natural to you, that's effortless. Don't underestimate. If something is very easy to you, don't underestimate how powerful that is. Like I said, I was talking with one of my students yesterday, and she was saying like she used to not put a lot of weight into certain things that came to her very easy. She's like, oh yeah, I can do that. Because it came so easy, she's like, nah, I'm not going to really put a lot of focus in that. It didn't seem important. But like, trust that how you're naturally built, like what comes easy to you, somehow that's meant to be involved in how you serve. Hi, Teresa. Yeah. So, in our course, our Quiet Voice Being Back course, we dive deep into like what our values are about. Like what do we value? What are our strengths as an introvert? And what are our strengths as a person, even outside of what we do. You have to fill your cup and understand your value before anyone can recognize the value in you. That's the truth. So that's why my approach is so deep, because you have to give to yourself, pour into yourself, fill your cup first before you actually can give from the overflow. One of my good friends who's also a guest mentor on the course, Jale, she always talks about that. Give from your overflow, right? It's so, so important. So that's tip 2, is take some time to really recognize and honor your natural strengths. First, like as an introvert, and second, just what is natural to you? What is easy for you? How do you feel called to serve? Like put a lot of weight into that, because that's really important. A lot of people, when a lot of people that talk about marketing, they only talk about the results that you provide, because it is true, people pay for results. But how you do that, this is the honest to God truth of what I found. There's a lot of people that are going to be doing something similar to you, but why they choose you is because the message is coming from you. It's your voice, it's how you interact, it's how you show up. You know what I mean? Like, that's what sets you apart. There is no competition when you're fully grounded in who you are. So that's tip 2, for you to really take some time to really acknowledge, like, what sets you apart. Why, what is it that you do that no one else can do? We can, we can do another call to dive deeper into that. But I just wanted to give you high levels that, number 1, give yourself permission to have non-negotiables, so you feel grounded in yourself. Number 2, recognize your value. Recognize like your voice. And then tip 3, this tip I really, to me, it was a missing piece for when I started my business. Tip 3 is basically understanding and trusting that you're a part of something greater, that you're actually co-creating with a force greater than yourself. I did not believe this. I used to believe I had to will everything to happen. I believed everything felt like a burden. Everything had to feel like a struggle in order for me to be successful. I was essentially trying to prove my worth unconsciously, right? So, but I got to a point where, like I said, I got sick. I just hit so many walls all the time that I finally surrendered. And so that's why I wanted to include this tip from the course, is that when you can surrender and trust that you're actually being guided, when you're so tuned into yourself and you can feel, again, as an introvert, you're very intuitive. So if you can trust and allow yourself to receive the divine guidance that you get every day by being present, I promise you, your life's going to be easier. There's going to be more magic and more flow. You don't have to figure everything out in your mind. That's the trap of our ego. Like, oh my God, you have to do everything yourself. Everything. But what I'm understanding more and more, there's grace in your process. There's grace in evolving. There's grace in expanding into your full potential. That's the truth. If you can just, thank you for the love, Marjorie. That's the truth. When you can trust in that there's supposed to be grace in your process, life will be easier. It'll be more fun. It'll feel lighter. And you have to just trust in the process and test it out. Like, I didn't believe that, so I had to like prove it to myself. I had to like do it the hard way, and then was stubborn and was like, okay, this obviously doesn't work. So try it. I'm telling you, like, when you can step by step trust and believe that a force greater than yourself is guiding you, is supporting you, it makes your life so much easier. And I feel like, this group is evidence of that. The reason why I created this group was to create this ongoing support system for you to show up as you are, to not be judged for being quiet, to not be judged by, I don't know, whatever you felt like you experienced in the past, where you never felt like you fit in, because I always felt like that. I never really felt like I fit in. So I wanted to create a safe and sacred space for other like-minded quiet leaders to like own their power, use their voice, create their business and their life in a way that feels like life affirming, and where they lead in a way that feels good to them. We're not trying to be pushy or aggressive, but you have to own your power. You have to own your voice in order to really make the impact that you're meant to make. Okay, so those are the 3 tips. So 1, create non-negotiables every day for you to feel grounded in yourself. 2, take time to really recognize what are your natural strengths as an introvert and what's unique to you. And then 3, trust and believe that there's a process greater than yourself that is guiding you, and practice that. Notice, like, think about in your past when you've had things happen, fall into place, the right people show up at the right time. Think about the evidence that's already happened in your life, because it has happened. So if it's happened in your past, it's gonna continue to happen. So the last thing I want to share with you is that your belief system drives everything. So notice patterns of, like, when you feel stuck, like whenever you feel uncomfortable with some like emotion, especially this month. Personally for me, I've had a lot of like things come up this month, kind of challenging. But when you can like face it honestly, then you can heal it in a way that you're treating it in a holistic way. You're really addressing the root cause. So be compassionate and be kind with yourself as you move forward with your life, your brand, your business. Yeah, it's just this is not a test. This is a co-creative process. So life is always asking you just to be present to the guidance. This call, I felt guided to hop on the call today to remind you that you are supported, and if you allow it, there's infinite grace in your life. For real. Like, I'm a testimony to that. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions. You can just type it in the chat. Let me know. I hope this was helpful, Marjorie and Teresa and anyone else watching the live or the replay. Oh, just FYI, this week is my anniversary. Yeah, I've been with my sweetheart for 18 years. I know, crazy. 18 years. So I was talking with my friend Jolay today. She's like, oh my God, your anniversary could vote. 18 years. I thought that was funny. So, so we're going to actually celebrate our anniversary tomorrow. So, if you have any other questions, comments, just tag me in the group and I'll be sure to answer that. But I felt compelled to share just these 3 general sort of tips for you to think about as you're developing your brand. I think I'm going to share more as we're going into the course. I'll share like some highlights as well, because the second half of the course is more of the heart-centered strategy. Like, what action steps are we going to take? And but we can't do that before really diving deep into who we are, understanding our value. You have to do that first in order for you to serve at your highest level. So all the techniques, social media, webinars, all of those are techniques in order for you to get your message and your voice out there to serve. But you have to first of all get deeply rooted in who you are and your value, and understanding and believing that you're a part of something greater than yourself. You're being used as a channel. So it's just, I hope that you really trust and believe in that life is really wanting you to win, for real. Okay, I think that's it. So I hope you have a blessed weekend. I will chat with you. Next week it's already Thanksgiving week. So we'll chat again in the group, but I hope this has been helpful for you. And I will see you in the group. Bye, guys. Thanks for being here. Bye.